not know is Ted personally and our family. And I think to win this race, we have to have a really strong messenger. And I want to tell you a little bit about that messenger from a personal perspective. We also need to have a strong message. We need a grassroots army and money. And so I'll spend just a minute walking through those four things, but let me start with the personal side of Ted. Ted and I met 15 years ago, and for me, it was love at first sight. I'm not a big risk taker, but I grew up in a conservative Christian faith in California. My parents were missionaries, and on my first trip to Texas, I, in the first week, met the person I was going to marry and never left. Ted was that compelling. What was compelling about Ted? I think the qualities that are so important in this election was what ultimately was compelling about Ted. This was a person that at a young age really knew what he believed already. He was raised on the Bible and the Constitution. And as a young teenager, we need to put someone in the White House that knows the Bible and the Constitution. As a young man, he recited the Constitution and defended it in front of business groups all over the state. So it wasn't just knowing it, it was knowing it and understanding the foundational principles that undergird our freedoms. The second thing that was so compelling about Ted was how articulate he was in discussing that with people and in carrying that out. And the third thing was his courage. Ted is incredibly courageous. He will always tell the truth. He'll always do what he says he's going to do. And he doesn't look around the room to see what others think or to see what others are doing to gain his view on his positions. And I love that resoluteness. And then the articulate component is so important for our party because we believe that this country shares our values. And we've had so many voters staying home because our candidates have not been able to articulate those values in a way that's compelling, in a way that's honest and genuine. And Ted has been doing that around the country, and we're seeing our support just grow and grow. I'll also tell you that Ted is doing really, really well. He's doing great on the campaign trail. He is unflappable. He's not a person who's easily stressed. He's very resolute. He has great judgment, is a great decision maker. And so we are doing well at home. We have two little girls who are 7 and 5, and they travel with us quite a bit on the weekends. They ask very funny questions about the election. Every time we go home, they want to know how many more states we won. And if we don't have a pretty serious count, they're going to throw us out. So the family's doing really well. And I want you to know that as you watch these debates, as you watch Ted move up in the polls, I don't think that this is a flash in the pan up and down. We're peaking at just the right time, and this support is really, really solid. We're healthy, we've got energy, there's so many prayers going up for us, and everyone's doing really well. We talked about his message, which has been a very common sense message of restoring jobs, growth, and opportunity for this country. When we have kids graduating from college that have come home from war and can't get a job, that's just un-American. Ted has proposed a flat tax and dramatically reducing the size and scope of the federal government. Secondly, and when people ask me, what is the superlative quality about Ted that really makes him the best candidate of the 16 still in the race, I really believe it's the second one, which is defending our constitutional liberties. Ted has a proven record on defending the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the privacy issues that we face now with trying to root out terrorism with the Fourth and Fifth Amendment. Ted has been outspoken on the 10th Amendment and so many issues should go back to the states, including education and getting rid of Common Core. Over and over are really landmark cases with regard to religious liberty and defending our veterans. And that's so important as our country struggles with who we are as a people and how do we all live together with different viewpoints but still stay true to our Judeo-Christian values. And Ted has won over and over and over in landmark cases. And I'd encourage you to go to our website and not just listen to what I say or to what our campaign says, but look at our website, a proven record. There are issue pages that all campaigns have. It's easy to learn the talking points, but what have you done? What have you bled for and fought for before you ran for office? And that's what I think will make Ted ultimately people's choice because they can trust, based on his record, what he's done. And then lastly, restoring our leadership position in the world. I was just reading over the last weekend about how consumer spending is down in this country in this holiday season despite a relatively warm fall/winter and energy prices being low. And I think the reason is that there's an underlying fear in this country that we may not be safe anymore because of ISIS not being contained, as the military branch of our government said this morning, in contradictory to the president. We have real threats abroad, but we have to face that in the right way. And Ted's view is that we must rebuild our military through spending and equipment and focus and honor to give our military the equipment, the training, and the dignity that they need to win abroad. As we do that, we must be extremely judicious as we send them into battle. Not every war is a good war. We need to really ask ourselves, as Reagan did, where is the U.S. national security interest at stake? We should not nation build. We should not have endless wars that last a decade. We must go in and with force solve the problem. And we should use the bully pulpit of peace to speak out for freedom in this world. And we haven't been doing that. If we did that, we could avoid a lot of wars. If we used the strong bully pulpit, and if our enemies believed that we would make good on our threats, we might be in a stronger position. So that is the message. And then lastly, what do we need to win? Because at the end of the day, shared values, what are the numbers? What do we need to win? We need a grassroots army. And I'm so excited about this campaign because we've already built, at just the right time, we've got 2 months left till Iowa, a grassroots army is on the ground right now for the Cruz campaign that this country has never seen since Ronald Reagan. We have hundreds of thousands of people across the country that have signed up to volunteer. We have state leadership teams, county leadership teams, congressional district leads in every single state clear through March 14th. There's no other campaign that has those kinds of numbers. So we're really excited about that, and we need each and every one of you to sign up and endorse TED if you're really with us. And if you're undecided, then I really want to talk to you today, because that's what. So don't leave. No bills paid until we have a conversation. And then lastly, money. I am so proud to report that our campaign has the highest cash on hand of any campaign in the Republican field. Woo. We have more. The reason is twofold. We have raised money from over 500,000 people in this country with an average donation size of $73. We've also raised a lot of money from the business community in bigger numbers, and you need both to go the distance. And the second thing I'm really proud of is we haven't, by and large, spent that money. We've been very judicious. We will be good stewards of every single dollar that you can contribute. And as Ted always says, everything is a fundraiser. So if you can possibly give, we are giving sacrificially, and all the members of our campaign team are giving sacrificially. Our finance chairman is a CEO of a major company that he took a leave of absence from and is volunteering to do this. The chairman of our campaign is in the same position. While others will make millions off of the money that is given to campaigns, our people are doing this because they believe in this country, they believe in each and every one of you, and we want to restore this country to be that shining city that it once was. So with that, I'm here to get to know you and to spend time with you, so I'm happy to take a few questions.
Can we do that after lunch?
We can do that after lunch.